So this week's episode of Shomin Sample focuses mainly on Karen and not on Miyuki as I had hoped, because I was really looking forward to watching an episode focusing on Miyuki and finding out why she liked our main character, why she worked as a maid, and if she actually, basically are turning him into a macho man because she don't want any other females to think that they have a chance with him. Or another thing that I also want to know, did she actually deliberately choose Kimito because she had a crush on him, or was she just lucky, or was she just being chosen randomly by a suggestion of Eri Hanada? That I really would have loved to know, but that sadly didn't happen, and yeah, hopefully one episode will answer this question. However, I must say that poor smartphone man, poor smartphone man, Miyuki, she would have destroyed that smartphone in order to basically be sure that she could stay watch over him and kissing him, as we saw in the previous episode after the ending. Or I know that some didn't actually see this. They actually first found out of it when I used that as a, what you call that, a thumbnail. But let's get into what this episode is about, other than what I already talked about. This is about fortune telling, where they are basically taking a fortune telling about how how their personality is, and I like how what's it called, Ayaka's fortune telling is actually making her dress up into an outfit that makes her look so good. And yes, guys, by the way, I've transferred it to the new format, uh, so it's much easier to read and write down stuff, names and traits, instead of having to keep back and not write everything down. But yeah, basically it's so adorable, especially when it's funny to see Karen basically like, I'm not interested in this fortune teller thing, and she's basically about to rip her out the phone from Kimito's hand. And then when the compatible test comes, then Aika, she gets 80%, and that's so funny how she's basically like, yeah, of course, of course. And then I think we should take Reiko next, and then she's basically like, there's no way Reiko could beat this score, and then she gets a 90% compatibility score. It's so funny. I had actually expected it to rise to 95 or maybe 99% with Haku. However, Haku is 50-50 because she is both hard to read, and yet, if you please her, she is a good waifu. So it's 50-50 chance of it being a happy marriage. And yes, we get to see how the three girls are basically arguing with each other. And then Karen scored the first one when Kimito enters it, and she gets a 0%. Where if they was together, Kimito would die. And then he basically, then when she's a bit down over this, um, and angry over the fortune telling, uh, he says, "Oh, I made a mistake because he entered the wrong birthday." And then when it is entered, they have 100% fortune, 100% chance. Basically, they are like the perfect couple, and it's funny because the fortune teller is Sailor Moon. Of course, they don't use that name, but we know that it's Sailor Moon. So it's so funny to see that, especially the what's called the compliment and stuff, that she needs to be more aggressive and basically show off her special skills, which it isn't sword. The fortune teller means it's actually her feminine charm that she needs to show up to win Kirito, because she's actually not showing herself. That is what the fortune teller tells us. She's not showing herself, and she is lonely. So yeah, interesting, because I thought that Ayaka was the lonely one. However, let's say it like this: when she shows up her special skills, she managed to damage his shirt, and also as a t-shirt and his shirt, and then he is taken to a room which it looks like a samurai place, or some people think that is the Japanese style, where basically simple, where you just sit on mattresses on the floor and stuff and eat there. And then behind the, inside her room, her, what's it called, her dressing rooms and stuff. There's like all the cute things. So yeah, it's funny, especially when she asks him to turn around. And oh man, I was actually expecting her to basically rub her boobs against his neck. However, the reason why she had him turn around was that she was changing into the outfit that she brought. I think it was last week, and man, it looks good on her. It looks good. Even Kirito says that. And he actually finds out that Karen is a great tailor, because when she has basically, fixed his shirt, uh, you cannot see that it has ever been torn. So she's pretty good. And then when she, oh man, I love the moment when she basically takes off his t-shirt, even though it says that he can't take that off because he's half naked, and she says, "That's what I was going for." And oh man, it's so nice, especially when the three other girls then comes to basically because they saw Kimito go into Karen's room, and they have to hide inside the closet, man. Oh man, nice view. Kimito got nice view. And then when they fall out, oh man, that situation, we know what it normally would, but he managed to get out of it by saying that it's a new way of fortune telling, and oh man, that's poor Kimito, man. I must say, even thought I am a bit disappointed that this episode actually isn't about Miyuki. It's still a good episode, and I'm looking forward to seeing the next, because from what I can see about the preview, it's about Hakwa. She's not my favorite girl, even though she's a lolly, but man, that looks like it's gonna be a good one. Hopefully, we soon will get the Miyuki episode. But when that is said and done, have a good day, good night, wherever you are, and I will see you later, guys. Cheers.